Good morning, everyone. Down here at the shop, and today's the day. The customer is coming to pick up the OBS. I gave it a quick wash, just with what I had here. I wanted to get off all of the dirt and grime as it sat in the yard and, you know, set down in a lot and everything. But I got the tune basically dialed in, and yes, I dialed it in a good bit yesterday, and I'll take you guys for a ride today. This thing's pretty hairy. If he's not careful, he's probably gonna break something. So I was only kind of getting on it in second, and I had lazily shifted into third, jump on it a little bit to see where boost was and everything, and yeah. So it's definitely got, he's definitely gonna take his time with this thing, otherwise it's gonna break. But let's pop the hood, take a look at, so all the factory gauges work except the speedometer. The customer actually bought the Dakota Digital like drop-in cluster, and it's a GPS based speedometer. So he opted to install that himself. He like brought it down, but then he's anxious and wants to get the truck home, so he's gonna install that. But we are done everything. You know, intake came out nice. The only thing I also do want to add is a fuel pressure sensor. The Holly actually comes wired for it and everything. It's just tucked away over here, just in case. That way I can add a fuel pressure safety if anything does go wrong. You know, he's in mid-pull and it drops fuel pressure, just to, you know, kind of save everything. But, you know, the LSA is good. This 6-rib setup's good. It sits at 150 kPa, which is like 7.2 pounds, I want to say. It sits right there. So this Jesse did a really good job, him and his company. Well, I think his friend's company. I mean, Jesse made the plates, and then his buddy's company made the adapters and everything. And it's actually working really well with this black belt. We might go to a green belt, because I noticed yesterday the tensioner has flipped. It was sitting like over, so you can kind of see this line here was sitting over here, so the tensioner kind of did flip a little bit. So we'll see today how everything is with boost wise, but if it's all right, we'll leave it. Intercooler tank working. Currently has green coolant in it. That way the customer, if you know, he doesn't make sure, you know, he forgets that there's coolant in it, not just water, it doesn't freeze the heat exchanger or break the well, the brick or the heat exchanger up here. And yeah, and it's cool, it does have an outlet, so if you want to go to the track, drain all the coolant out, throw some water in there with some ice, and get some nice cold IATs. The guys here at the shop built this real nice bracket just to hold the fans. The fans literally are not going anywhere. And yeah, this came out nice. I would like to put a sticker here if I had one. I don't have one for the shop, but yeah, I think she came out real nice. We finished up the exhaust, so I will fire it. And let's see. I don't have an e-brake, so I gotta sit here on the brake. Neutral. Got a decent sound to it. So let my laptop charge a little bit. Once it charges, we'll take this beast for a ride. It's pretty fun shifting this thing. Like it's like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I mean, it's pretty cool. So let's like we said, let my laptop charge, and we'll take this thing for a ride. All right, I'll try my best here. I got to shift, hold the wheel. Yeah, a lot of things, but we're gonna give it a shot. I can do it like this. There you go. Sits here nice. Got the Holly poly data logging. Just gotta wait for the light. He bought a shifter boot, but it's the wrong size. Doesn't fit. That'll stop a lot of the noise from in the cab. Okay, there's turn. I think the truck's got, pretty sure it's got 373 gears in it, so it's geared pretty good. Church. So we'll go over here. So, not so good news. Basically, we're out of injector. It's kind of hard to see, 92%. These are the stock LSA 50-pound injectors. Now, it could either be we're out of injector or the fuel pressure is dropping. I don't have a gauge here to monitor fuel pressure, and like I said, I want to add one to the to where the regulator is. So might be dropping fuel pressure. I believe it's only got a 340 liter per hour pump, so we actually might be out of pump and the injectors might be okay, but according to this, 92%. We are basically, the injectors are wide open and we're only at 5,000 RPM. There's another 2,000 RPM this thing can go. So, I'm basically gonna put a rev limiter in it, 5,500 RPM rev limiter for now. And we're just gonna have to revisit this tune-up once we get either a fuel pressure transducer and verify where we're at. If the fuel pressure is okay, then we need bigger injectors. I'm kind of leaning towards more it needs a bigger pump now that I remember it's only a 340. Again, I spec'd that pump when this was supposed to be a 6 liter with a cam with a 4L80, not an LSA and a T56. So, minor setback, not a big deal, but yeah, I'm gonna put a rev limiter in it now so he doesn't over rev it and then blow it up from going lean. And I'll do a little bit more drivability, but she's good to pick up. So, made it back to the shop, and like I said, it's definitely running out of fuel. So this is basically second gear, and you see that the green line up top is TPS. So I know the GoPro is terrible at doing this, but you know, wide open, 4,500 RPM, 11.5 air fuel. She's money. 4,800, still 11.5. And then as we come up, it starts to act up. There is 5,000 RPM, and it's starting to go a little lean, 11.9. Go a little more, 5,100, 11. I'll come back down to 11.0, but then 5,300. We're at 12.0, and then it's bound. It's the red line is the RPM. It's all over the place, and 5,400, we're at 13.7 just for a split second. So it is not happy basically past 5,000 RPM, and that sucks. So I'm going to limit the RPM to 5,000 for now. The truck is more than drivable, cruises around great. You can hit it in the low end and it still pulls pretty good up to 5,000. So, but it's on its way to make, so basically you can use fuel flow. It's not gonna load, fuel flow as kind of like what it makes for horsepower. It's about 600 horsepower, 582 pounds per hour that it's using for fuel at that point at only 5,400 RPM. It's got another 2,000 RPM to go. This thing's gonna make 600 wheel with this blower on 7 pounds. That's, yeah, in this. So, hope you guys enjoyed this content. Building this truck took me a little bit longer because I was basically, in the beginning, I was only doing 2 days a week. And then up until recently, probably about a month ago, I started doing full time. So definitely gonna be having more swaps on the channel. I have a 4th gen F body lined up. There is another Fox body Mustang that's, once it gets swapped. There's a 240 SX that needs wiring help. There's a good bit of cars that that want my touch. Crazy that they trust me with their builds, but I guess so. So, adios to the OBS, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, where we are trying to get the Mustang as we fastly approach the drag week deadline. See you guys then.